many teenagers use drugs?
I feel drug use is pretty high among teens.
Commonly, drugs are used by teens you wouldn't expect.
People you wouldn't like, some people you wouldn't even expect, like people who are super smart and like straight A students who are great athletes, and they always can get it, you know?
Drug use that starts innocently can often turn tragic.
They get involved with drugs and alcohol at the same time, and that's what ends up with deaths.
Drugs will often affect all aspects of a user's life, and friends often see the tragic consequences.
It might be fun while you're doing it, but to everybody else who's in the right state of mind, it's not very attractive at all.
How common is drug use among teens? You've heard it a million times by now. Say no to drugs. Only losers use drugs. Be drug-free. You've probably heard about the war on drugs and the stiff penalties that nonviolent drug offenders face. Despite these laws and penalties, most teens can get any drug they want.
Ecstasy. Some people pass around acid.
People sell drugs at school, corners, parties, anywhere you go you can get them.
Some people choose to take drugs, some people don't. I mean, I don't know. Some people use it as an escape, some just do it occasionally, you know?
Instead of positive life experiences, teen drug users battle ups, downs, and even wild hallucinations.
Right, when your friend is running around and telling you how they're seeing rats and the rats are killing them, and how they wake up in the middle of the night and like there's a clown in their room and the clown won't go away and the clown follows them around everywhere, and then they're talking about them, they're driving and the clown's in the back seat and like they keep on looking back because this clown is making fun of them and mocking them, and you know there's no clown.
It may sound funny until you realize how many teen lives are ruined because of drugs. And dangerous drugs are more available than ever. Marijuana use is steadily increasing among teens. Party drugs like ecstasy are growing in popularity every year.
I know people who do it and they think it's the best thing, and I know other people who do it and they don't like it and they do it just to fit in.
The types of drugs teens are using have changed, but the only way teens can be kept from drug abuse is if they personally make the choice that drugs are not for them. Let's talk about what we're not going to do. We're not going to say, just say no to drugs, and expect the phrase to fix the complex problem of drug abuse. We're not going to show images of desperate teenagers lying in the gutter from taking one hit of pot, because we all know that's a lie. We're not going to paint a dramatic picture of an innocent teenager being pressured into drug abuse by an evil pusher, because that's usually not the way it happens. What we will do is point out which drugs are common, what they do, what their risks are, and how drug abuse can realistically affect the average teenager. Many teens share the fantasy that they can control their drug use.
That's nothing but a fantasy, because when you take drugs, the drugs take care, they own you. You don't own the drug. Eventually, the drugs take you over. When you think you're in control, really the drug is controlling you.
You need to decide your position on drug use before you risk drugs in your life.
So many friends who have gotten involved in drugs and then they were just stuck with it. It was just something that was part of their life.